Blossom has been all over social media. I have seen so many posts about this C-drama, so I had to check it out, and wow, there is a lot going on. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, just some of the principal photography that I saw. The show looked gorgeous. The male lead, I recognize him from Love Like the Galaxy. He's playing very much a different character in this, and the gray hair was working for him so much. And I know he has been in industry for a long time, so has the female lead. All in all, it looked really, really good. So I ended up checking out quite a few episodes, and I definitely want to talk about it a lot more in this podcast. Hi, I'm Monique. I am the host of Off by Purple Heart podcast, where I talk to you about K-dramas and C-dramas and BTS and so much more. To set the stage for Blossom, we have the male lead and the female lead. So the female lead is definitely the point of view that we get, at least in the first episode. So Dao Xiao is deathly ill when we first meet her. She has lost her mother from a very young age and has a lot of disillusionment about her current situation and her estate. She ain't getting along with the stepmother either. Her and the stepmother are at blows with one another, and she finds out pretty quickly in the show, I would say maybe first 5-10 minutes, that her husband's cheating on her with her half sister. Woo, they were completely shameless, disgusting. So she is at her wit's end and is looking for a divorce and to do whatever she can to protect her estate and whatever remnants of her family's heirlooms and fortune within that estate as well. In the midst of all this, while she's looking to get a divorce, she actually has a run-in with the male lead, who is Song Mao, and he's kind of disguised himself as a merchant. There is a lot of political strife that is uncovered in the first episode as well. There's a lot of mystery surrounding his family. He was born into an official's family, and there is a lot of political machinations at play. And unfortunately, the female lead kind of gets caught in the middle while helping and assisting him. She also finds out that he is also deathly ill as well. In the midst of all this that's happening, there is a very mysterious, mystical monk that they both encounter as well. And this monk claims to Do Xiao that her and the male lead, Sangmu, are destined for one another. Not only are they destined for one another, but they are the key to righting all the wrongs of this current timeline that they're in. And he even gives her a special text as well, like a special book that will foretell everything that will come if she is to continue on the path of this destiny with the male lead. At a very big climactic moment, this is all happening still in the first episode, in the middle of this political strife that she's kind of caught herself in the crosshairs with and is assisting Sangmu, the male lead. They both end up, and this is getting into some spoilers, they both end up dying. And the entire sequencing of this was really beautiful. Like, within the budget that they're working with for this show, and I hear that they might not be the most as far as getting a lot of resources for this particular show, but it looks really good. Like, I'm telling you, the sequence of events that leads to their deaths, I thought it was really beautiful. And in the very last moment, just before we think everything is finished, which would leave us with no story, the female lead ends up dying and being reborn into a new timeline where she starts off again very young, before all the events that we were just shown take place. So now she's been given a second chance at life and will now have to choose differently and find a way to reunite and reconnect with the male lead, and for them to set everything right as it's supposed to be. So very, very interesting premise for the show. I got maybe 6 episodes in, and at the current point that I'm watching, the two of them have only just reunited. Now, they're not at the point where it's lovey-dovey. They both are very wary of one another, particularly the male lead. And he absolutely does not trust her yet, but they are slowly consimerating because they both have goals that they need to achieve together. Even though the female lead, she has kept all the memories of the past life and everything that is absolutely going to happen in the future, where he has started off with a blank slate. But there is some prophetic dreams that he's having here and there where he sees her and he hears her, but he doesn't get to see fully her face, so he can't really put his finger down yet who this woman is, but he knows already that she's looking at him in a particular way, like she knows him. So he knows, and there's a particular energy when the two of them are in contact with one another that they know that they're kind of special to one another, even though they can't fully articulate it as of yet in the story, which I find really, really interesting. I'm saying already off the bat, I love the costume. I love putting the male lead with the gray hair. He looks so damn good. When everything gets jumpstart and they're back into the new timeline and the female lead is getting her second chance, he has black hair and he's a very good looking actor, but I'm telling you, there's something about that gray hair. There is something about that gray hair. But they have all the tension already. I actually really enjoy the chemistry between the two of them. They're both playing characters that are really smart and quick-witted. And particularly the male lead, Songmu, is very ruthless. I don't want to say that it's like the double because I feel like tone-wise, they're not exactly the same. But I have a feeling for those that were really heavily into the double and they want another idol costume drama that can enthrall you and pull you in very quickly, I feel like this show is it. There is definitely differences, but I feel tone-wise, the double to me is probably one of the most recent massive C-dramas that have come out that I feel like that would match the energy of Blossom. I wish I got into Blossom sooner, but to be honest, because there's so many C-dramas, particularly of recent memory, that have some form of Blossom in the title, they all kind of get thrown together. But I kept seeing so much on social media that people were talking about this show that I absolutely had to give it a shot, and I can see why people are really into it. There is apparently so much more that's going to happen, and I'm really hoping that this relationship is truly slow burn. As I said, they're not at the point yet where they're romantic, which is good because it's only 6 episodes in, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be 30 plus in this show. As far as I know, what's available right now is about 24 or more episodes with subtitles, but I am really enjoying this show. I think it looks really slick. I am enjoying the main leads a lot, and I feel like their chemistry can only get better. There's just so much room with it, and just the way the male lead will look at her and he's assessing her, he's impressed by her, but he knows just in the back of his mind that there's so much more to her than just her wits and intelligence, that he cannot fully piece together that there's this sense of deja vu every time that he's around her. And I just can't wait till all that realization crystallizes and them coming together in a big way. I just think so far Blossom is a hit. I am enjoying the hell out of it. And I think if you haven't checked it out yet and you've been looking for another C-drama to really sink your teeth into before the end of this year, I think this is it. Especially if you're going into like a Christmas break. This is definitely a show that if you haven't heard already, and I would be surprised if you're at all in the C-drama community, I feel like this is all that anyone's talking about, period. But you know, you let me know. If you are watching the video format of this podcast, let me know your thoughts in the YouTube comment section below. Have you been checking out Blossom? Has it been keeping your interest? I'm telling you, the first episode was explosive. I had an amazing time, and the next episodes just built on top of that mystery, and I've been waiting for them to reunite and start this path of destiny with one another. If you're listening to the video form of this podcast via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, let me know your thoughts on those platforms as well. Been very rare outside of the double this year that I can extensively say that I enjoyed that show and it never lost my interest from the first episode to the last. And I'm really hoping that Blossom will parallel that as well, because it started off really strong and I'm getting similar excitement that I felt watching the doubles. So I guess that remains to be seen. Till the next podcast episode. Bye.